Your favorite Kung Fu movies, what are they? I'll tell you about mine right now. Kung Fu Chronicles, we are back. Off the bat, let me just say this right now. Hit the bell below, subscribe. That's the only way you'll know when we upload new content, okay? So I thought I'd lighten the mood a little bit and get into a fun topic. How about your top 10 movies? Specifically Kung Fu movies. Wanna know mine? Of course you do, that's why you're here. Now, most of these are from the Kung Fu genre specifically. So a few may be off the cuff. That's why I'm labeling them top martial arts, meaning they're in that genre. Top martial arts films of all time. This is a subjective list, so my list won't be the same as your list. And we can talk about why at the end of this video.
You know the thing.
I'm putting it out there right now. I'm in no way a film critic, pundit, shocker.
Tell us something we don't know, motherfucker.
So I'm not gonna be talking specific camera aspects, framing, any of that. Just movies that I love and watch in abundance like crazy over the years or just even yesterday. And that have some way influenced me in my martial arts journey, one way or the other.
We'll show him.
And since we'll be talking some plot stuff here and there, just gonna put it out there right away.
Spoiler alert!
Although some of these movies are so damn old, how have you not seen them?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, number 10. Straight up, I'm gonna cheat on this one. My 10 pick is Fist of Fury, the Bruce Lee 1972 classic, directed by Lo Wei. But also the Jet Li remake, Fist of Legend, 1994, directed by Gordon Chan. With action choreography by the great Yu Wu Ping, straight up revenge story. Li play the character Chen Zhen. A quick fun fact here, the Wachowski brothers hired Yin Wu Ping to do the Matrix choreography based on their fascination with this movie. Chen Zhen's the student who fights to defend the honor of the Chinese in the face of foreign aggression and bring those responsible for his master's defeat to justice. It's set in Shanghai, China in the early 1910s, World War I time. From the first encounter, that sick men of Asia sign was not just a taunt, but a spark for Chen Zhen to burst into action. Bruce in particular glows as this character and truly shows the ferocity and drive as he takes revenge again, and again. Now both are solid films, and this is one I have no problem ever rewatching. Just love both of them, but it was hard to pick between the two, and it's based on the same story. So what are you gonna do? Number 9, The Raid 2. Came out in 2014, directed by Gareth Evans. Yeah, listen, I know, The Raid Redemption was a beast of a movie. But this one starring Iko Uwais as Rama, Rama's truly the man in it, okay? I actually saw part 2 before I saw part 1, so that's probably part of the bias here with the movie. But damn, this movie is the shit! Now, quick fact to know, Iko does all the fight choreography in all of his movies. Basically, our hero from the first movie, Special Forces Officer Rama, goes undercover this time to expose corrupt officers colluding with Jakarta criminal families. He gets himself thrown in jail at first, befriends the son of a crime boss, then later he has to put his life on the line to destroy that very same family. It's dope. Number 8, Iron Monkey, 1993. Big classic. Produced by Sue Hark and directed by the iconic Yuen Woo-ping. Now, this one's basically a Robin Hood tale with Kung Fu in it. Starring Donnie Yen as Wang Ke-ying, with Yu Ronglang, and former Wushu champ Angie Zhang as Wong Fei-hung. Yes, a woman played Wong Fei-hung in Iron Monkey. You might not have known that. The fight choreography, as I said, was done by Ping, and I think this is the first time I'd actually seen Donnie Yen in a movie, so it holds a special place in my heart. Number 7 is Blood and Bone.
Call him Bone because that's what he breaking.
2009, directed by Enan Walker. Okay, this one stars Michael Jai White as Isaiah Bone. Oh yeah, you might know Michael Jai White from a whole ton of other movies and some of his mainstream stuff like The Dark Knight, of course.
Enough from the clown.
Or even the Spawn movie. But he's one hell of a martial artist with multiple black belts, and his movie history is solid. But Blood and Bone, he really shows his skills to the max as the lead character. Fresh out of prison, he happens to turn up in a town looking for a certain woman, but in the meantime, traveling the underground fighting circuit at nights with his sidekick Pinball. The reason? Well, watch and see. Okay, number 6, Jet Li's Fearless. 2006. Directed by Ronnie Yu. This movie warms my heart because I've watched it too many times to count. And all the versions, by the way, because there's like 3. It's a story of the legendary Ho Yin-ja, his exploits as a young man and martial artist. After tragedy strikes, he rethinks, resets on his situation, and seems to find his true purpose. And then, of course, founding the legendary Chinwoo School. Quick props, because they have fights choreographed here with almost all of my favorite kung fu weapons represented. Now, fun fact here, Lee stated at the time that this would be his final wushu martial epic. And he filmed it at the age of 42, the same exact year that the legendary Ho Yin-ja passed away. Number 5, The Last Dragon. 1985, directed by Michael Schultz.
What the fuck?
Yes, The Last Dragon, you heard me right. Taimak, Vanity, and the late great Julius Carry III. It's got comedy, romance, and definitely kung fu. Barry Gordy definitely knew what he was doing with this one. Come on, there's nobody that watched this and didn't want to have the glow. It's a simple tale of boy meets girl, or in this case, rescues a damsel in distress.
You sure look like a master to me.
Then boy deals with a major bad guy on the side. Last Dragon was truly the movie where I saw it and thought, hey, I want to do that. Plus, the soundtrack is amazing. I feel the beat of the rhythm of the... Okay, number 4, John Wick! Mr. Vic. Didn't see that one coming, huh? Directed by former stuntman Chad Stahelski. Keanu Reeves is a true badass in this one. Not Matrix bad. Yeah. This movie introed most of the world to Gun Fu. Although arguably, John Woo is the true father of that style. Basically, it's the story of an ex-hitman who comes out of retirement to track down the gangsters that killed his little dog.
Just a dog. Be calm. Yeah.
That was given to him by his now passed away wife. So chaos ensues and you can kind of guess what happens next.
I'm thinking I'm back.
If you've never seen this, then
Who are you?
Number 3, Kiss of the Dragon. Directed by Chris Naon, it's one of Jet Li's more underrated movies, no doubt.
Really appreciate it if you don't do that again.
He plays a cop named Lu Juan, not so affectionately nicknamed Johnny Boy by the lead villain, played by Chiki Kariyu. John comes to Paris to crack a drug ring, but when the official whom he's supposed to meet ends up dead, he realizes the corrupt chief of police is part of that ring. John gets framed for murder, of course. He's got to prove his innocence while evading enemies and enemy fire. John's only ally is a prostitute named Jessica, played by Bridget Fonda. Now here's a fun fact. This was one of her final projects before she retired from acting completely. Number 2, Way of the Dragon. 1972. Starring who? What? Bruce Lee. This one is the complete Bruce Lee vehicle to me. While most people enjoy the more financially successful Enter the Dragon, this movie is actually directed, it stars, and is choreographed by Lee himself. Filming took place in Rome as Bruce plays the awkward but very able character of Tong Long. He comes to Rome to help his uncle and cousins against bullies who want to take over their Chinese restaurant. This movie has some amazing fight sequences, albeit not the best acting.
You don't know what Chinese spare ribs are?
But that final Bruce Chuck Norris fight, fucking iconic. Okay, number 1, Master Killer, better known as the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. 1978, directed by the legendary La Garlong. This movie is so iconic, Wu-Tang Clan even named a whole album after it. It's the Shaw Brothers' shining star in their movie collection. Most people know it's the fictionalized story of Santee, played by Gordon Liu, a legendary Shaolin martial art disciple who trained under the general Chi San, considered by many to be one of the greatest martial arts movies of all time, and a huge turning point for both Liu and La Garlong respectively career-wise. I've rewatched this thing more times than I can count as a kid and adult, and it never bores me. Okay, so some honorable mentions. Ong Bak, Tony Jaa's 2003 masterpiece, and first real movie in my book to put Thai boxing in a substantial limelight. If you say, but no, what about Kickboxer? I will slap you. Once Upon a Time in China series, mainly 1 through 3. Heroes of the East, it's another Gordon Liu masterpiece. If you haven't seen it, check that out. Tai Chi Master, it's Jet Li and Michelle Yeoh at their very best. And last hurrah for chivalry. What's that you say? Never heard of it? You need to Google and check this movie out. It's one of my favorite underrated classics. Now, what are some of your favorite martial arts movies? Comment below and let me know. Remember, subscribe so I can keep you up to date with all the new stuff coming out as soon as I post it.
Well, give the man a hand!
Now go watch a couple Kung Fu movies and keep punching.